Hi everyone, my name is Nuda Adi binti Samsul. My number metric is D24316893. I will be presenting about the background of Tenaga Nasional Berhad, also known as TNB. TNB is the one of the large electric utility companies in Malaysia and operators international in countries such as UK, Ireland and Australia. The company is expanding into renewable energy, includes solar, wind and hydropower. Currently, TNB has a total generation capacity around of 3.3 gigawatt, showing its strong position in both conventional and green energy sector. In addition, TNB also serves more than 11 million customers across Malaysia, include Sabah and Labuan. Its customers are divided into three main groups. The first is resident, second is commercial, and the third is industry. Although industry users are fewer in number, they contribute significantly to electric consumption, while resident users form the large group, representing the majority of Malaysian population. In this slide now, I will explain about the vision, mission, and core value of Tenaga Nasional Berhad. TNB vision is to become a leading provider of sustainable energy solution in both in Malaysia and international. Its mission focus on improving people's life by delivering innovative and sustainable energy solution. This includes driving the transition to renewable energy, ensuring a stable and reliable electricity supply, and creating long-term value for stakeholders. In addition, the TNB operates based on 6 core values. The first is integrity, ensure honest and ethical conduct, while collaboration promote teamwork, professional reflect commitment in excellence, and customer centricity focus on meeting customer need. Forward thinking encourage innovative for sustainable future, while mindfulness and emphasize responsible and careful decision making. And next in this slide, I will explain the management team structure of Tenaga Nasional Berhad. TNB management consists of experienced leaders led by the Chief Executive Officer. The organization includes various chief officers who are responsible for a different area such as finance, strategy, sustainable, network operation, and digital transformation. This structure leadership ensure effective decision making and strong corporate government. As shown in the chart, the President and Chief Executive Officer leads the interim organization. Under the CEO, there are several key positions such as the Managing Director of TNB Power Generation and Chief Finance Officer and the Chief Strategy and Sustainable Officer. Each officer is responsible for a specific function, ensuring that all aspects of the company are well managed. In addition, Role such as Chief Digital and Information Officer, uh, Chief People Officer, and Chief Risk Officer help support the company operation, innovation, and workforce management. The company security also play as important role in ensuring compliance with regulation and proper corporate government. Next, in this slide, I will explain the SWOT analysis of Tenaga Nasional Berhad. The SWOT analysis show that TNB has a strong strength such as its dominant position in Malaysia energy sector. However, it also faces weakness, include high operational and infrastructure costs. There are many opportunities for TNB, especially in expanding renewable energy due to increasing global demand. At the same time, TNB also face several threats such as increasing competition and strict government regulation in the energy industry.
Isnur alias Syuhada binti Jafizul, number matric D24316792. Today I'm going to talk about the type and characteristic of TNB. The first one is type of business. Tenaga Nasional Berhad is utility company that provide electricity in Malaysia. It operates in the energy and electricity industry. TNB is mainly considered a service provider because it supplies electricity to household, firms and industries. It is also a large-scale firm and a government-linked company. We call GLC. Second type is market type. TNB is often described as operating in a monopoly market in Malaysia. This is because TNB is the main supplier of electricity in Peninsular Malaysia. There are very few close substitutes for electricity supplied through the national grid. Type is characteristic of TNB in microeconomics. Single dominant seller in the electricity market provide an essential service that consumer need daily. Face high barrier to entry because building power plants, the transmission lines and distribution system require huge capital. Electricity supplies involves large fixed costs and infrastructure investment. TNB may experience economies of scale where average costs fall as output increase. Price and operation are often influenced by government regulation to protect consumers. Demand for electricity is usually inelastic because consumers cannot easily to stop using electricity. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Faiza binti Muhammad Arifin. My card matric D43168 and 65. So today I'm going to explain my part of the presentation. It is advantages of TNB monopoly. So the first advantage is economies of scale, where TNB is the only big electricity company in Malaysia. So because of that, the cost per unit becomes a lot more cheaper than compared to many small companies that doing the same thing. So the next advantage we have is stable investment returns, where people will always need electricity to live a comfortable life. So the TNB earns a very steady income every single month, so that the investor feel a lot safer investing. For example, every month, people in Malaysia must pay their electricity bill to TNB. So even if the company is not a really good state, people will still use electricity to use lights, fans, and also charging their phone. The third advantage we have is strong government support, where we have supported by Malaysian government, so it has less risk of failure. So we can get help during problems like repairing costs. For example, if TNB has a problem like high cost to fix power line after a big storm, the Malaysia government can help by giving financial support or allowing TMB to adjust their electricity prices. So the last advantage is exclusive operating rights, where only TMB can supply the electricity. So the high cost and rules stop new companies, so there will be no strong competition. For example, if a new company wants to sell electricity, they cannot simply enter the market because the first one they need to do is they need the government approval, and second, they must spend a huge amount of money to build power plants and also cables. And I think that is all from me. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Marisa Christina binti Syamsul Izzuan. Number metric is D24317062. I want to explain about disadvantages. A monopoly is when one company controls a market. In Malaysia, Tenaga Nasional Berhad (TNB) is example because it supplies most of the electricity. It is a natural monopoly due to the high cost of building infrastructure. However, monopolies have disadvantages without competition. Price can be higher and the company may be less efficient and slower to improve or innovate. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nofar Atika. My number metric D24316962. I will explain about the effect of monopoly in TNB. First, stable electricity supply. As we know, TNB is the main electricity provider in Malaysia. Because TNB controls the generation, transmission and distribution in one integrated system. It helps ensure the electricity supply is more stable and reliable. This is important because household, business and industry depends on continuous electricity every day. Second is economy of scale. Since TNB operates on a very large scale, the company can produce electricity at a lower average cost. This is because the cost of infrastructure maintenance and operation can be separate across a large number of users. So the operation becomes more efficient and cost effective. The third effect is government price regulation. Even though TNB has monopoly power, the electricity tariff is still controlled by the Malaysian government. This regulation is important because it helps prevent overpricing and overprotect consumer from unfair charges. In other words, users can still enjoy electricity at a more reasonable and affordable price. Lastly, is limited competition because there are only a few competitors in the industry. TNB may face less pressure to reduce costs or improve service quickly. As a result, innovation and services improvement may happen at a slower pace compared to industries with many competitors. In conclusion, the TNB monopoly brings both positive and negative effects, especially in terms of stable supply, cost efficiency, price control and competition. That's all.
So hello, my name is Arif Sofia binti Rizaki, number D243168. So today I will present about the challenges Monoply TNB, that is Tenaga Nasional Berhad. So one of the challenges is government regulation, that TNB controlled by the government, limiting its ability to set prices freely. Second challenges is competition from renewable energy, solar panels or other renewable sources, reduce dependence of TNB. So the third challenges is high operational cost, maintenance of power plants, grids and infrastructure is very expensive. The fourth challenges is about the technology changes that need to adapt to smart grids, digital system and also a new energy technology. The fifth challenges is environmental pressure that must be reduced, carbon emission and shift to greener the energy sources. And the last is limited efficiency incentive. As a monoply, there may be less pressure to improve efficiency compared to competitive firms. So that is the challenges about the monoply TMB national brand.
Finally, as a conclusion, Tenaga Nasional Berhad is the large electric provider in Malaysia and play an important role in the country development. It supplies electric to home, business, and industry, supporting economy growth and daily life. TMB also support the Malaysian Madani version while facing challenges such as government regulation, high operation costs, and increased competition, especially in renewable energy. Despite this challenge, TMB continue to improve through technology and sustainable energy initiative. Overall, TMB remain essential in ensuring a stable energy supply and contributing to a better future for Malaysia. That's all. Thank you.